Hey, this is Ryan Witt. I'm a DUI defense attorney here in Kitsap County, Washington. Going to speak with you briefly today about the importance of chemical dependency evaluations and give you some tips on how to get through them. Now, these can come up at two different times during your DUI case. One is at the resolution of your case, where basically you've been sentenced and the judge says, okay, as part of your sentence, you got to do X, Y, and Z. One of those would be go get an evaluation. Or it could be through some resolution like a diversion agreement or a deferred prosecution. All of those things can make and usually do make the assessment a condition of the resolution of your case. The other way it can come up, or time it can come up, is while the case is pending. And here at our office, that's really, I guess, our preference. And I believe that it's a better practice because if a person goes and gets the evaluation, when we're negotiating the case with the state, it gives us the ability to say, look, he or she has gone out and done the eval. It says they have no significant problem. They're very proactive. They won't be any risk to the community. And usually the state during negotiations is appreciative of that and will sometimes offer something that otherwise they wouldn't, not knowing that the person's already been evaluated. So that's just kind of our practice pointer, is we do it usually while the case is pending. But anyway, here's my tips on getting through your evaluation. Number one, go in there and understand that these people are all trained professionals. You're not pulling the wool over anyone's eyes. So tip number one is be honest. These people typically have been doing this for years. Maybe some of them are in recovery themselves. They've seen it all before. And they're going to see into your case too. They're going to look at the narrative. They're going to look at your history. So number one, you can't, maybe you can lie to yourself and convince yourself of things, but you're not going to convince these assessment professionals of anything that isn't true. So number one is be honest. Number two is be prepared. And that takes a little bit of leaning on your attorney as well. When you go in for an assessment, typically the agency is going to want to see the narrative, what the policeman wrote up. They're going to want to see the criminal complaint, your criminal history, your driver's abstract. So they've got a good, more objective view of you than just what you say. So, and that preparation takes some time. So you want to call your attorney well in advance and say, hey, I've got it narrowed down to one or two agencies, and you pick one, the attorney sends it all over. It's just nice because you can go in there. It shows it's kind of an aura of you're prepared, you're ready. Nothing's flustering you. So you just want to be prepared for your evaluation. Nothing canned. Like I said in number one, you're going to be honest, but at least be prepared. And number three, understand when you go in there, you're going to be doing some type of drug test, usually a UA. And you can't BS your way through a UA. You can't be like, well, normally I'd never be positive for marijuana, but I had this birthday party last night and it was really important. Or, it was my uncle's 45th birthday, and, normally I would never have alcohol in my system, but I do. Like, again, going back to number one, they've seen it all before. If you've got an issue where you want to appear for your UA and be a clean slate, maybe reschedule a couple weeks out, maybe reschedule it a month out so you can go in there with a clean UA. Just kind of telling you this so you're not going to be surprised and you're not going to explain it away. So after the eval, it can go two different ways. They can say, one, no significant problem, or NSP. Even if they say no significant problem, at least here in Washington, they're going to say, but you got to at least do a one-day class. They'll call that alcohol drug information school. Now, technically, that's not really treatment. It's more of a course you go to where they'll tell you some pointers and kind of pitfalls to watch out for so you don't, get into this maybe bad decision-making pattern you were in the first place. They got you there. Or they can recommend treatment. And, this part I would say pay attention to. It's critical if you fall into the camp where you're going to do treatment, if it's at that agency or if it's a different agency, understand you're going to be spending a lot of time with these folks. It could be several sessions, or it could be 1 or 3 months, or it could be up to a couple years. So a relationship is going to develop, and that relationship should be one of mutual respect and trust. And when you go there, you should be engaged, because let me give you a hypothetical. Let's say you're, a month into this and your brother says, hey man, I booked us a trip to Alaska. We're going fishing. Well, when you approach the treatment agency and you say, hey, I want to go to Alaska and go fishing, they'll say, you know what, Mr. Joe Blow, you've been great. Every time you come in here, you're engaged. You've never had a hiccup. You do all your UAs. You've never been any problem. So yeah, why don't you do a couple sessions before you go, be gone for a week, load up on some when you get back, maybe do a UA, but we're happy to accommodate. We'll totally help you out. Now, the flip side of that is if you're the person that's in there and you're court ordered and you're there, but you're not really engaged, and this is a waste of your time, and I'm only here because I got to be here. Uh, Imagine the scenario then if you propose, hey, I'm going to go fishing with my brother. They're going to be like, no, you're not. And then if you end up going, you'll come back. They're going to UA you. Either way, you've missed sessions. There's going to be a motion to revoke. So these people, I don't mean to trivialize this word, but you really need to make them your friend. Like I said, there's mutual respect. If you give them some, there's usually reciprocity, and it's much more beneficial to you in the long run. So, and hopefully this video was beneficial. If you are needing more content on this, there's a lot built out on our website. There's more here in some YouTube videos. Or always feel free to give our office a call. And we keep this channel open to comments, so feel free to engage. And the best thing you can do for us is hit subscribe. So thank you for watching.